so no slides, but we're going to go on a little journey first, so close your eyes. Everybody close your eyes. And now, assuming you know this place or can imagine it, imagine you are at the Kennedy Center here in DC. So you have just arrived at the Kennedy Center and walked into whichever theater space because you're here to watch a symphony. And you've taken your seat and you're looking down at the orchestra as it's getting ready, as it's setting up, getting ready to play. And you can see all of the musicians spread out on the stage. You can see all of the different instruments, different sections of the orchestra. You see the string section, you see the violins, the violas, the cellos, the bass, you see the woodwinds, you see the flutes, the oboes, the clarinets, you see the brass section, you have horns, you have trumpets, you have trombones, you see the percussion section, you have drums, you have a tambourine, maybe even a triangle. Maybe there's a piano on the stage, maybe a harp or a guitar, who knows, right? And you see the conductor standing up in front of them, getting ready to guide them, right? So as you're sitting there, getting ready to listen to this music that they will play together, it occurs to you that, in fact, the power and the beauty of what the orchestra does is, in fact, rooted in how all of these different actors come together to create this music. It's about how each section, each instrument contributes its own sounds and tones. Each performer's bringing their own experience, their own expertise into this ensemble. And then, of course, that conductor is facilitating and coordinating all of their efforts across. So each member of the orchestra has an opportunity to perform and to share their craft, but even more importantly, what we get from this, what it is that they create together, this music that they create together, could not be created by any one of them alone without the others. So you can open your eyes. So now, instead of imagining, or leave them closed if you so choose, up to you, choose your own adventure. So instead of imagining an orchestra, let's imagine a couple of networks. So let's think about a local network based around the city of Spokane, Washington, that is working with NGOs and community-based organizations and dental providers to improve oral health in that community. Or let's think about a network that's working with technology firms, local government institutions, NGOs, tech refurbishers, working across the United States to try to increase digital equity by increasing access to devices. Or think about a regional network across, regional as in Africa. That is a network of civil society organizations working across the continent in different countries, trying to improve tax justice. Or finally, an example of a global level network that is combining government, industry, research institutions, and NGOs working on optimizing building policies to reduce energy consumption and carbon emissions in order to fight climate change. So what does that orchestra that you imagine and these networks have in common? Big reveal. So for one, they bring together this diverse set of participants, right? Who, too, by coming together in that shared space, are harnessing and aligning the richness of all their diverse assets. 2, 3, achieve, that looks like 4, I meant 3, to achieve shared goals, right? Creating these outcomes that are greater than the sum of the parts. So the ability to do this effectively is what we focus on at Collective Mind. Our mission is really about supporting networks to be more effective and impactful, and also helping the people who work for and with networks to be more effective and impactful. And all of the examples that I gave you are networks that we have either worked with or are currently working with. So we work with networks all around the world on all these different kinds of topics, and are less interested in the topics they're working on than making them effective at what they're doing, right? And when we think about networks, we think about them as these organizing models for collective change, for collective action and collective impact, ideally, right? And we, as Collective Mind, use our own evidence-based proprietary network diagnostic framework to think about, to understand, to assess, to design, to redesign networks. And in so doing, we help networks to ask can answer for themselves a lot of really critical questions, right? So we think about, what is your shared purpose? Why are you coming together into this space? What does that mean for you? What do you want to achieve? We ask questions around, who are those participants coming into this space? Why are they members? Why are they there? How diverse and inclusive is this group? And how do they engage within the network with each other? We ask questions about leadership. How dispersed is it across the network? What is the informal leadership? What is the formal leadership? How does that all work? We look at questions of network infrastructure. How is your network structured? How does it ensure accountability and address conflicts? What does culture look like, right? Relatedly. We think about resources. How does your network resource itself? What do you need in order to get things rolling and keep them rolling? And critically, we think about measurement, which is about ensuring that we're not just tracking these activities that we're doing together, but hopefully and ideally also the outcomes and the impacts of them. And I think I just heard a beep. Or I'm crazy. Okay, maybe crazy too, but I'm done. So